Orville Nation and Nerd TV. How are you guys? Welcome everyone to an amazing night of talking Trek. Nerd TV. How are you? And let me turn off my echo because I always do it. Talking Trek. I want to leave a window open. Let me turn off my echo because I always do it. And I want to leave a window open. Let me turn off my echo because I always do it.
There's always an echo.
There's always an echo. Yeah. All right. Give me one sec, guys.
Supposed to be an echo, not a repeat.
Yeah. All right. Give me one sec, guys. Wait a second. Yeah. It's Elihu. Okay. So the echo is Elihu. Yeah. Elihu, do you have headphones? Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Headphones.
My gosh.
Okay, he'll be right back. Yeah, I was like, I don't think I have a window open, and I actually didn't have it open this time. So, hey, I want to say hello rogueFFXI. Hello, Dan. Hello, Critically Thinking. Hello, my friend. So many fandoms is in the chat and on the panel. All right. So while he fixes this thing, I want to welcome our co-host, Katie, the meteorologist from Starfleet Command. How are you, Katie?
Hi. I'm doing great. How about you?
It is great to be on a stream with you again, my friend.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's, life, craziness. This is the best part of it.
And yes, Katie is back in her TARDIS.
Yes,
my TARDIS.
Let's be honest, my entire TARDIS would just be weather stuff. I would have one room with a tornado, another one with some storms, another would be a replica of the Enterprise Bridge. It'd just be great.
And I can't believe you said before backstage that you haven't been in a hurricane yet.
I know. It's wrong. My brother's in New York right now, and they're looking at a tropical storm that could go up the East Coast. And I told him he's not allowed to be in one before I am. So he's going to be in trouble.
Wow.
Okay, now you guys can hear no echo, right?
Yes, yep. You are good. And we want to welcome Elihu. Sorry. Welcome,
I figured
Elihu.
what the problem was. It was not my headphones. I had an extra window of the YouTube show minimized. I'm like, okay, that's why the echo.
Got you. And so both of our friends, Katie and Elihu, have a channel, and I'm going to be posting those channels. And we got to grow your channels, guys, because you guys have great content. Oh. And we want to have Katie. We want to have Katie's channel blow up before she goes on Survivor. So
yes.
Yeah. And the Menace. Was it? Weather fandom. What's the hashtag?
Oh, fandom forecasts.
Fandom forecast. Hashtag fandom forecast. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to. People have been, because I do it with the people at my TV station, and we just got told they won't be back until September. And so I am slowly dying inside with ideas that just haven't come to fruition yet.
And I want to introduce our special guest for the night. And I was holding off a little bit because we don't have a video, we just have audio. I want to introduce the Trek Ace, who has been a guest here before. And Ace, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, PJ. How are you?
It's good to have you, my friend.
Yeah, good to be
we've
here.
We've known Ace for a while, and he's been working hard on his Star Trek Project Legacy, and I think that we got to get the word out because this is an awesome idea. It's a great project, and I mean, when somebody asks you, Ace, what is Project Legacy about? How can you sum it up in a few sentences?
Let's see. The best way I can sum it up is Project Legacy is all about essentially course correcting Star Trek right now. It's getting back to the TNG DS9 era, continuing that legacy that Star Trek has always had, and kind of taking it back from the current ineptitude of Alex Kurtzman that's currently at CBS.
Gotcha.
So basically, you're trying to refocus the original feeling of the actual character development, character interaction, and not just concentrate on CGI, high special effects, and pew views.
Yeah, exactly. And going back to that spirit of optimism and hope that Star Trek has always had, which is clearly not present in Picard.
Now, Space Vegas, what? Space Vegas isn't the theme of the future? What?
Yeah.
What did you think about Picard, Ace?
I think you just got his answer there, PJ. Okay,
it makes me cry inside. It makes me want to die inside. I mean, I didn't end up seeing it just because I didn't want to go through it. I did see like Red Letter Media, Mr. Plinkett's review with it, and that was enough. And I was like, oh dear God, this is worse than than before seeing any of that. I'm like, no, I can't take this.
So you haven't seen Little House on Nepenthe with Riker and Troy?
That's funny.
I've seen the clips. It's
beautiful. It is straight out of Little House on the Prairie.
Oh gosh.
If I had to have a good episode of Picard, that is my episode.
Yeah, it was. Listen, it had its moments where we were all rooting for a good Picard. I was a little disappointed. Katie? Would you say you were disappointed with Picard?
Well, I don't know. Being my personality, y'all can already tell, I am smiley, bubbly, happy, optimist, and Picard was very contrasting to that. I mean, it was great to see everyone back, and honestly, I'm just happy to have Star Trek, but I feel like it was kind of dark, and Star Trek has always been my outlet for hopefulness and escape from everything else, and I just kind of, I don't know, it was a little worrying that the problems of the 21st century are still present in the future.
Yep. I want to, let's see. Well, I want to ask Elihu the same question, and while I prepare a sound bite that I want to. Elihu, were you disappointed with Picard?
After the entire season, scale 1 to 10, I have to give it a 5.5 because it's the Star Trek TNG reunion. Basically, they had the major cast back in there, except for Geordi. Like, come on. The pilot episode left some unanswered questions that they tried to answer in episode 2, but still didn't answer one question. Why did a high-ranking admiral didn't even call police to start the security when people were murdered and someone was kidnapped? Come on. You could at least made a phone call. I know that they were worried about this because they showed it in the video, security clips, but he didn't make one phone call, one inquiry about this. And the last problem, hair. Come on. Remember when he was a kid, when he got transported as a kid? He got back as an adult. First thing he did was touch his head.
Yeah.
He's in the hair. Come on. He did audition with a wig, though. There's an old picture circulating.
Yes. I'm so glad that they didn't do that. That would have just been awful. They compensate well for his lack of hair with Riker's beard. It's a very nice balance, and it would have just been thrown completely off.
You know, Frakes actually grew that beard for his father.
Aw.
Yeah.
Really?
He told a story about that, why he grew his beard. It was for his father.
Aw.
Yeah.
Let's see. I am trying to find a sound clip here that I misplaced. So Ace, you didn't actually watch. You didn't actually see Picard, right?
Yeah, I've seen the clips. Like, for me, I don't need to see it, in my opinion, because I've seen enough of the clips, and I don't want to go ahead and depress myself any further, having to slog through all of that.
Now, did you watch Discovery?
No, I've seen clips with that, and again, I was interested initially, but it didn't feel quite right, and I was just like, nah, I couldn't get behind that either.
Now the question is, Strange New Worlds with Pike, because that has for me personally, major old school vibes. At least in it's the second season of Disco, where they were going back, and you could actually see the optimism sprinkled in. If you watch that, let me know, because I would be very interested to see your take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this: Anson Mount, I'll give him credit. At least was the one good part of the entirety of Discovery. Like, I would happily go ahead with this project if this enters production at some point. I would happily bring him on, because I think he actually has some really good talent. I think he's got some good charisma, good on-screen presence.
He's just really freaking hot, but that's just me.
But yeah, honestly, I don't think at least personal opinion, I don't think Strange New Worlds is even going to happen, though. So
nah.
Yeah, I think it's kind of something they tossed out there to gauge how people responded, and to see if they could essentially pick it up if anyone like Netflix would like to fund it. And I don't think that's going to end up going anywhere.
I hope you are so wrong. Sorry, but I hope you are so wrong, because I'm like invested. I will already buy fan art for it. Like, I want this to happen.
I think Anson is all for this on Twitter. I think he mentioned it a couple times.
Hey.
If you don't follow Anson Mount on Twitter, follow him.
Yeah, I'll check him out.
He does the same thing that William Shatner did before he blocked me. He posts pictures of horses. He loves horses.
Oh, nice.
Yes, he's a contrarian.
Awesome.
And he loves to sing. If you ever ask for a cameo to sing, he'll break out in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I just want to play a clip for you guys. Let's see. I just want to make sure I get the right one. Give me 1 sec. Let's see. Is this the right one?
I helped out with Virtual TrekCon, where we were on a panel with PJ, and I'd like to say this is probably Garrick at work. Definitely jamming our signal.
Work, he's trying to do a deal behind others' back, that's all.
Yeah.
Speaking of Garrick, can I just say how much I love him? Like, just absolutely, just such a
Garrick.
wonderful character.
Quality character. See, that's a really good way.
Love to hate. Yeah, love to hate. Devil's advocate right in your face. He's lying to you. You know he's lying to you. But you believe him.
See, that was really good quality Star Trek. I think he's one of probably the best characters that they had, because he's like really fun, and like, you can see the lightheartedness, but there's also that dark side. And with Star Trek, you got to have a perfect balance with that. And I think that's like probably one of the closest that they've come to having that perfect balance between the sweet and the savory.
Yep. Just seriously, such a fantastic character. Andrew Robinson. I can't imagine anyone else playing him. Like, I love him so much. Like, I'll go ahead while PJ is still looking for this. Here, I'll actually give a little bit of a spoiler here. I actually have Garrick back in the script for the pilot, because I loved him enough, and as part of kind of setting the stage for what's going to unfold as like, you know what, let's go ahead and kind of get just at least that brief update on what's going on over there with Cardassia and kind of show his face again, so people can be like, oh my gosh, it's Garrick, yeah.
Okay, do you know what you just did there when you put Garrick in the beginning of the episode? You know what you just did?
What?
What every single Star Trek episode has done. The Cage, when you had Menagerie, you had a guest appearance from the old one. Pike, when TNG came out, you had one from the old crew. McCoy, DS9, you had Picard. Enterprise, you had Cochrane from the movies. Voyager, who did you have?
Quark.
Yeah, Quark. Yeah, somebody from each past episode do that. You just did it, Star Trek, man.
Yep, and because I love that, because it's like you get to kind of bring that in, at least to, even if it's temporarily, and to bring that background. And there's one other character, and he's from Deep Space Nine. I want to see, can anyone guess?
Jake Sisko.
Mog.
No. Try again.
Kira.
Molly O'Brien.
No, oh man, you're killing me. You people are killing me right this second. No, General Martok, or Chancellor technically.
Oh,
and I won't go into too much detail, but I actually for a good while actually got the chance to talk with JG, and he actually, which I'm not going to say too much there, but I'm actually, if this again goes through, I do know though at least he would be happy to come back to that role. So like I'm thrilled to be able to have the potential for Martok to make a return as well, because I loved him.
Yeah, JG is just incredible.
Yeah, I want to play a clip for you guys. It's just going to play the sound.
Am I hearing the echo again? I heard that before.
Yeah.
Is that me again?
You were serious for a second. I was like, wait, what?
I'm going to play this 1 second. I'm muting you guys for 1 second because I want to play this. And I just came to mind the other day when we were talking about Picard, and I want to play something that Dr. Finn says to us in season 2 of season 2 of the Orville. All right, let's see. Let's listen to Dr. Finn for 1 second, because this just really, there were things in Picard that rubbed me the wrong way, especially about everybody smoking. So I want to just listen to Dr. Finn on the topic of smoking.
Extremely susceptible to nicotine addiction. Is there a precedent for this? Nobody on Earth has smoked for hundreds of years, let alone Markless.
So, yeah, nobody on Earth has smoked for hundreds of years.
Who?
Except for Elihu.
Shame on you. Shame.
Oh, that was comedic timing right there.
So like the positivity and kind of, and I don't think, I mean, I don't know if utopian is the right word, but listen, I mean, the advance, like what Kitty was talking about, let's it's be nice to know that in 300 years we've advanced somewhat. You know, we're better off as a society. But anyway,
I hope so.
I'm not smoking this. I'm not smoking nicotine.
Clover?
No.
Oh.
Okay, so that's a step up. He lives in California, so.
Okay. Innocent Iowa mind right here.
95% CBD medication.
There you go.
It's better than having a domestic liver. So.
And another thing I left this comment up, but yeah, there was a lot of angry women in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Admiral.
That's one of the things that killed me. Like, you can have powerful women characters without them being angry all the time. Like, you have Janeway as a fantastic example of that. You have, look at the Orville. Like, you have Doc Finn, just one of the best badass characters out there, and she's not angry all the time. She's a caring mother, and people still have a real high level of respect for her. I think the writers just need to realize that you can write for girls the same as guys, and it'll be fine. You don't have to go to one extreme or the other. Just let them be.
Yep. Like in that the episode Majority Rules, when they were trying out the costumes, and I forgot who asked Laura, like, you still, is that why you broke up with Tom? It's like, well, nobody could really handle a woman being stronger than him. It's like stereotypes.
Yeah.
So I think that basically the Star Trek, the traditional Star Trek audience now, I know they're aiming to get, Kurtzman Trek has been aiming to get like new audience, but the traditional Star Trek audience doesn't. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they didn't appreciate it, and for me personally, like Discovery was even a lot worse, but I know there's all different kinds of opinions on Discovery, and I know that somebody here actually kind of likes a little bit of it.
Season 1 was better than season 2,
which is okay.
Wait, did you say season 1 was better than season 2?
Yes.
I'll tell you why Elihu is saying that. Elihu is probably saying that because they didn't mess with canon as much in season 1.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But Pike.
I would love to have a Pike series with Anson Mount, as long as Kurtzman's not writing it. But we'll see.
They could just go to the fan fiction at this point because it has been thriving in quarantine, and you could just write episodes purely based off of fan fiction, and it would be incredible.
Oh yeah,
not the weird fan fiction, like the actual.
Yeah, I know
solid.
what you mean.
House. When I was on the bridge, Captain Janeway was bending over the console. Nothing like that. Okay, nothing like that.
Yeah, no, don't.
Jadzia Dax. Jadzia is probably one of my favorite Trek people of all time.
Or heck, you could even say Cassidy Yates. I mean, look at her. I mean, she went ahead. She helped the Maquis because she has such conviction over that, and then she willingly went ahead, accepted the consequences of it, and then still after that reunited with Captain Sisko.
I think it's just Penny Johnson Gerald.
Come on.
I want to take this question from Rogue. This is a question that we were gonna get to, but let's take it now. Ace, what are your steps to get, Trek back on course?
Sure. I mean, first and foremost, obviously, I need to finish up the last little bit of the script. It's almost there. I've just been waiting for the proper inspiration to strike again to finish it off and smooth out a few of the technicalities on there. But of course, that's the most important aspect because I can't move forward without that. But the big thing, and this is something I've tried to stress in the community for the past months, is we need the community to come together. I think the community, there's two problems. One, they forget that there's a lot of power when everyone comes together and unites on something. And then two, I think everyone's kind of become a little on the complacent side. Everyone's happy to sit there and whine and complain and be like, oh, the new stuff sucks. But they're not going ahead and trying to actively find solutions for that. And if you can get
excellent point.
If you can get like all the big YouTubers, for example, you can get them all rallying around. They have massive audiences. They have all the people that are upset with what's going on right now. If you pull all that together and you show CBS visibly that there's a ton of support behind this, they're going to take notice. There's no way they aren't. Even if it's just they go ahead, they say, hey, we just want to talk to you about this, shut up. they still have to go ahead and pay attention to that. And from there, it honestly depends on what CBS does. I've actually worked on, though, as well, for the point that I would come to talking to them. I've even worked on business strategies. I've worked on a bunch of other stuff because I've been trying to find anything I can to present to them to make this even more viable, especially from a financial perspective, which is what they really need right now. Because if you look at what's going on right now, Netflix, Amazon, they're no longer interested in funding any of the stuff that they're putting out. They aren't really finding any other good investors.
Which is unthinkable.
It's licensing
totally
and
unthinkable.
merchandise sales are kaput. And I doubt any of them are going to go ahead and throw another penny at CBS until they've seen a drastic change in the leadership and saying, hey, basically, we promise to go ahead. We're going to take this and turn this around again, which is, of course, probably going to have to involve Kurtzman being given the boot straight out, because I think he's the black thumb that's poisoning everything right now.
So you mentioned you're writing a script. Are you like, did you go to school to do script writing? Is it something that you've wanted to do all your life, or is this something that you just got into in order to push forward your movement to get back to original track?
Yeah, part of it was I had to, honestly. I did do some schooling for film, things like that, and probably my favorite classes that I did the most of that probably gave me the most benefit. I did technical theater production, and I did like lighting and some things like that. And technical theater production, I won't go off too much on the side, but that was such an experience. We actually put on the plays for the college. We did 2 different ones. I actually headed up as prop master for the one, and it was such a fantastic experience. But the writing, I've always been a good writer. I've always enjoyed writing, unless it's an essay. Screw that. I hate going into things like that. But
now, Ace, let me just interrupt you.
Wait, sorry, I got a question. You just mentioned writing.
yeah,
Every writer does suffer through something called writer's block.
yep.
A lot of writers have different techniques. They usually go for a walk, they listen to music, they just take a nap. Some people watch old shows and movies. Since you're basically writing Star Trek, did you end up having a writer's block and ended up watching old Star Trek episodes and movies to remind yourself exactly what you're doing here, get some little pinpoint ideas, or did you watch old sci-fi shows? How did you overcome your writer's block when writing this script, like basically scratch?
There's actually multiple ways. I have rewatched tons of Star Trek. I recently finished with the 3rd rerun of Voyager. I've watched Deep Space at least 4 times through. That one was probably back towards the beginning of the year that I finished that off. And I am actually just at the end of Enterprise for my first time, believe it or not. Right now, I'm at the last couple of episodes now. So that's gone ahead.
Skip the ending.
That help.
Go straight to breaks.
Yeah, I've heard.
The last episode wasn't canon.
Yeah, I know. Go straight to breaks, though, but still.
But Ace, let me clarify one thing. You're
Sure.
What you're working on. So Project Legacy is not just one script itself. It's Project Legacy is bigger than just that one script you're working on, correct?
Yeah, the script is the central core of everything, because that's what everything else builds off of. But yeah, I've got a character sheet. I've literally got an entire file on business strategies. Like, you would be blown away at how ridiculously long and detailed this thing is, that I can use to present to them. Like, I've got specific details for basically handling the entirety of the franchise. I've got enough stuff here that can apply outside that too, that could sustain CBS for the next decade if they really needed it. But yeah, it's got some concept art that has been being worked on. That's been a little slower because I'm not the best at sketching things. I kind of suck with that.
Yeah, I do stick figures, okay? Really hard drawing stick figures are like Kirby, so like it's not trying to dance.
So Ace, what you're doing now is you kind of want to go do the rounds on YouTube channels, get word out, correct?
Yeah, because I figured that's the best way to get things going is if everyone starts slowly talking about that, and that can kind of disseminate throughout the community, that's going to go ahead and do 2 things. It's going to not only eventually get the attention of CBS, because they're sure to pick up on stuff. We know they have people that pay attention to the community, what's going on in it, and I think probably the most important aspect is going to give people hope again, because if everyone's seen just the state of the community at large, so many people are in such despair over the current state of Star Trek, and so many people have, I think, completely given up on it. And well, that's one of the big things I want to do here is try and go ahead and give people some new hope again.
I love that idea, baby. The 1 million Trekkie march.
Yes.
Well, Final Fantasy 11 has it right. Yep, come on.
That's a great idea, Rogue.
Oh yes.
Now, I have a question for you, Ace, I guess we'll go by. But with the San Diego Comic-Con online, you have now Star Trek Prodigy, Star Trek Lower Decks, Strange New Worlds, supposedly, Disco, and Picard. You got 5 Star Treks.
Yep.
Any hope for any of them?
No, not at all.
Yes. Even the Nickelodeon series.
No. As long as the current people are behind it, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. I'll give it this. I think Prodigy is the closest one to one that could. Prodigy and Strange New Worlds are the closest 2 concepts that I think could be really interesting if they're done right. And that's the key, if they're done right. But I don't think the current people are capable of doing that.
with Prodigy, I think because it's going to be on Nickelodeon, because it's going to be a kids show, they can't do the smoking, the alcoholism.
Yes.
They're going to cover. I have a feeling they're going to cover some larger topics and everything, but it's not going to be as dirty and grungy as the real life issues.
Lower Decks is going to be grungy and dirty.
Yeah, Lower Decks, but in a humorous way.
Yeah, we've seen the first 2 minutes. It's going to be raunchy.
Yeah. But at least it's going to have, it has bright colors for one. So,
Okay.
exactly. I mean, that's one of the key things for Star Trek. If you look back at the uniforms and like even the promenade on Deep Space Nine, it has so much to look at. And it's something you see and a lot of people just smile. If you see even a stock photo of it, you need something that's happy to look at.
And that has lighting beyond a few dim light bulbs being used. What's up with that? With like everything from J.J. Abrams' Star Trek all the way up through Picard, what's up with making things so dimly lit?
You gotta get the lens flare.
There are 4 lights.
That's it.
There are 4 lights.
Yeah, that's all they're using. That's all they're using for the entire thing. Every set, 4 lights. That's it.
Then that's a good point. Is the JJ Trek had bright colors, and I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed Beyond more than Into Darkness and 2009. Is because if you look back at the series, I mean, Beyond has some of the brightest color uniforms, which are just aesthetically pleasing. Call it shallow, but it is a layer that you will constantly have to see while you're interpreting the story, and it just kind of adds to it. So,
Yep.
I think that so Beyond was your favorite of the movies, Katie?
Oh yeah, hands down. Yeah.
Okay.
I love Benedict, but good heavens, the plot holes.
How did you feel about? Let me just ask Katie this question. How did you feel about the Yorktown space station? Did you? I found it very vulnerable.
Extraordinarily vulnerable to attack.
Yes.
I mean, even in the Peaceful Federation, you have to plan for the Romulans. You have to plan for the Borg. Have some sort of defense mechanism other than a glass ball.
Hell, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, biggest flaw right there. Cracking glass. What's shield? One little shield section. Multiple attacks in glass. Bye, people.
Yeah, you make that at least out of plexiglass, so it isn't sharp when it shatters.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not glass, but basically, anything that looks
aluminum.
like glass is definitely more vulnerable.
You guys remember, Beyond was basically Simon Pegg fan fiction.
Beyond had some moments that I liked, but I could not get past the Beastie Boys defeating the bad guys at the end.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Beastie Boys.
The
wasn't the
beats
Beastie
and
Boys?
shouting. It was visually pleasing, though. On the same thread, that was a cool shot.
Nice choice.
Totally ridiculous, but a cool shot.
Is that oldies?
That was a good line.
Now, and what did you? The problem with J.J. Abrams' movies, well, there were several problems, but one of the problems that I felt was a big issue is that if you're going to make this movie, the casting was good. I thought the casting was not bad because I mean Leonard Nimoy is not going to be around forever. Original, and he wasn't. So, but
movie, which was brilliantly done.
Say that again, Elihu.
They wrote it into the movie. He died when they was making the movie. They wrote it into the movie.
Yeah,
brilliantly written in.
I know.
That
part. Yeah.
But basically the problem I think they have is that those movie stars are too big to have any continuity. Like,
you mean too big to be typecasted?
What?
You mean too big to be typecasted? Chris Pine typecasted forever as Kirk. Zachary Quinto typecasted forever as Spock. When he used to be typecast as the bad guy from Heroes.
Yeah, yeah.
I think with Star Trek, it's a lot like, indulging here a little bit, a lot like Doctor Who. When you have actors who have been fans of the series, who have knowledge of what it's like, I think that it does such like Capaldi and David Tennant. Come on,
Yes,
but it does so much to make the show just that much more elevated. And part of the thing with 2009 and JJ Trek was I don't know how many of them are super into it. They seem a little too cool for school. I could just be reading them wrong, but in the interviews and stuff, it's like I don't see that passion. And hopefully we can get more writers who are Trekkie fans and have that knowledge. That encyclopedia.
Like his version of it. George Takei didn't like it.
Yeah.
You remember that comment he made about the new version of Sulu? They go a straight actor playing a gay character, but a gay character plays a straight actor. Like, he didn't like that.
Yeah. There was just a lot of. It was kind of like a Jello mess of things that just kind of added on until it just kind of just put a sour taste in your mouth.
Now, Ace, let me ask you a question. Now, does Project Legacy obviously doesn't necessarily only have to be the next generation era, correct?
So I could technically go ahead. I mean, it's set 30 to 35 years after essentially Voyager's return home. That's about the furthest point in the timeline that we have. And it would take a lot to go ahead and rework that into essentially a prequel. And just, dear God, I don't want another prequel. No, we've had too many of those. I want to see things moving forward instead, which also gives us, because again, especially if we're going like 30, 35 years, you get to go ahead play around with so much more, including old characters before they're too old to come back to this again. As well as it gives you a better explanation for new technologies, new advancements that we've even made. In what we can present through like CGI and things like that, instead of trying to retcon that into prequels, older eras, and be like, hey, why is this? It's kind of like the Discovery or the Enterprise bridge from Discovery being like so sleek and shiny. It's like, where did this come from? We didn't have that.
Yeah, they explained the holograph, the no holographic display, and Discovery when Pike said remove it, it finally got it removed, so there's no more holographic display in the Enterprise, but the other ships supposed to have them.
Yeah, and like that too.
Yeah,
like that too. The holographic the communications like that. Yeah. It was a prototype on the Defiant. That centuries later, or a little over a century later, it's like, what are you saying? You had this hidden, tucked away, and you decide,
Pike had
you know
that
what?
big of an influence.
Pull this out later. Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to see this for at least 300 years after my death. Don't bring it back. I can imagine him just like in the back of Starfleet headquarters burning the pads that have the information on it. Just like, you won't hurt anyone ever again.
No.
Now, Ace, let me ask you this. Some of the younger Star Trek actors who are, they're like the second generation of people like Will Wheaton, people like Sir Lofton. Are you going to engage those younger actors who could be a big part of this?
I mean, I'd be happy to, and I mean, any of them that would be interested in like getting involved or that would want to come back for something like this, I'd be more than happy to incorporate them again. Like I will say, like, especially for like Sir Lofton, I'd love him back as Jake Sisko at some point, especially given I want to bring Sisko back at some point, just because we know the prophets took him away, he did not die, and that he did say he would be back at some point. So I think that'd be a fun thing to do at some point, bringing him back in. And of course, you can show kind of where Jake has gone since that point, how he's kind of moved on with his life, because his father's no longer present anymore. So, yeah, and he was a writer. He wanted to do like news reporting, things like that. So see what ended up happening with him, what happened with his life. And I think I think that should be a fun thing to do as well with all the different characters that we've seen before, kind of again see where they are. That's part of why I wanted to bring back Martok and Garrick and things like that, because that's like you can go ahead and kind of build up again and be like, see, we're bringing back your characters again. We're not making them front and center and potentially causing issues with them, but we're giving you a glimpse into what they're currently doing, instead of just leaving it back on, well, we saw Garrick back on Deep Space Nine and that's the last we know of him, or we saw Martok becoming Chancellor and moving on and that's the last we saw of him. We get to see where they've moved on to now.
What about Pulaski? Dr. Pulaski. And he went to,
Oh my gosh! I mean, that's a character I haven't thought about much, honestly, because she got sidelined so
exactly.
bad.
That's why I'm like, what about Pulaski?
That'd be a fun character for them to bring back.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in that.
Yeah,
Heck, have it come back on Picard if they wanted to work it into the shows that are active now. I mean, what could go wrong?
Yeah, there's so many options.
Marina Sirtis can't do it. She's going to London and being quarantined for 2 weeks to do a movie.
Ooh.
So, yeah, she can't do it. Sorry, Marina's out. Sorry, dude.
Now, have you? What about new characters that are tied to established characters?
There
do
is
you have
one.
any new characters? You want to
one.
talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, did you read the character sheet yet, PJ? Did you get a chance to read that yet?
I'm going to be honest, and I have not read it because I'll tell you why later on.
Okay, sure.
The bio, background, description.
Yeah, that's actually kind of what I have set up for that. Is I went ahead, I basically listed out each character, their name, their rank, their species, gender, even. I just nicely organized out and then gave a nice description of who they are. And honestly, I'm in love. I'm in love with all of them right now so much. Just even though it's actually all in my head and on a computer right now. It's just I've grown to love them so much, and just I've even become so familiar with a lot of them. And again, speaking of a character that's related to another one of the crew members is related to a previous character, which I think, unless I'm missing something, is actually a first in Star Trek. And he's actually, and this might be slightly controversial, but it's actually I decided to do it because again, my all-time favorite character in Star Trek is Garak. And so I decided, I'm like, you know what would be fun to do? I actually gave him a son and actually made him a part of
He's a son
the crew.
and a daughter now? Wow. He's our siblings, a son and a daughter. Cool.
Baby Spoonhead.
Yeah, because I loved the idea of it and just giving that connection. That was kind of one of my ways to pay homage to such a fantastic character that I cannot overstate how much I love him. He's just so fantastic. So I was like, you know what, that'd be fun to kind of bring that back and kind of give that connection there. And he's actually the chief security, chief tactical officer, because it made sense. He'd learned quite a few things from his father, and it also gave a nice dynamic, in my opinion, for how people view the Cardassians now, merely 30 years after they just finished dealing with a massive war where the Maquis were slaughtered and where they had to go ahead and they were essentially dealt such bad blows because of them aligning with the Dominion.
I got a question. Are the Jem'Hadar still involved?
I haven't actually thought of that just yet, but I will.
I like Jem'Hadar.
Yeah,
So,
I definitely would think about that though. Huh. Yeah, because I mean, I do want to go ahead, though. I definitely want to explore the Gamma Quadrant more because you still have the wormhole there. There's no reason not to, and you can go ahead. That's another progression we can make is seeing what's happened since that time, because Odo went back and essentially started leading his people again, and the Dominion essentially dissolved. So kind of seeing what was left in its wake, what was left by that power vacuum.
Wow. I like the idea of the sun. I mean, that's absolutely very interesting. And are there? And I know you're just really focusing on one, but are there any other new characters tied to old characters?
There aren't any others directly tied to old characters in any way. Probably the next closest would be another ex-Borg. And that would, because I want to tie in. I want to do some things because I felt like there's more that they could have done with Seven, for example. I felt like there were some more things that they could have explored, and especially doing a character with a different personality, as well as you can connect now because of Janeway's actions with the Borg. You have Borg that essentially freed themselves, or that were freed by her through Unimatrix Zero. And you can use that as a new catalyst, basically like, hey, now ex-Borgs have basically started to appear more throughout the quadrant and have started to reintegrate again.
Yeah, not just Hugh, right? Other Borgs.
Yeah, actual other ex-Borg.
Yeah, since Picard's not really canon, you can have Manu back since each have never really died.
Yep.
Mm.
And honestly, I would go ahead. I'd happily have him back to reprise Icheb again.
Oh, he would love to reprise Icheb.
Oh yeah, because he was done dirty. He was absolutely done dirty with what they did to him on Picard.
Let me just say hi to Loki, to Love Shack, to DJ, Louise. Oh, you guys just coming in now. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, y'all.
And I want to just let everybody who's watching us now and watching us on the replay know that Ace, the Trek Ace, we call him Ace, is he's kind of ready to do the rounds on YouTube to talk about his project. And I think that any YouTube channel who wants to have Ace on as a guest and have him talk about Project Legacy, which is is bringing back Berman Trek, basically. I think it's a great opportunity. Anybody who's out there who wants to have somebody like Ace on a panel or directly interview him. So
Trekkies, spread the word.
Oh yes, and I have a question for you, Ace. With your script and stuff, you basically have a done script. Have you thought about, I know fan film has kind of a connotation to it of lower budget and stuff, but we've seen fan films that are just incredible.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of potentially making it into a fan film to help your pitch?
Good question.
That's tricky because for me, fan film is like the last ditch effort, just in case, because of the amount of restrictions alone that CBS has placed on them, and especially given they see the people that do the fan films as essentially blood enemies at this point.
True.
I feel like that's a dangerous place to tread offhand, because that could go ahead and get them kind of upset. And even then, in the sense of a fan film, maybe something like a trailer, something like that. Yeah. But if it was something like a fan film, I think would just piss them off. And I don't know how much support that would get, because, again, the current state of the community, I don't think people are too enthusiastic about that. And to be honest, to get Star Trek back on track, you have to go ahead, tackle it straight at its core, back at the shows again, and kind of get that revival going that way. Once you get that going, then I think fan films can kind of flourish again and do well. That's why I think Orville fan films can do so well right now.
Yes.
Trek, when you said that doing a trailer is actually a good idea, because for the music industry, you don't present the company with the whole song. You give them like a 30-second track of it. That's what a pitch meeting is. You tell them basically the synopsis of it. Yeah, a trailer would be a good idea, but not a whole entire fan film. They were like, oh, it's already been made. Why do we want to have an interest in it?
Yep.
You want to tease them. You want to entice them. It's like, hey, this is what viewers want to see. This is what's going to make you money.
Yeah, exactly. This is quality.
This is for your financial benefit. That's how you want to present it.
Yep. And that financial bit is something I've been really thinking about a ton. That's why I've worked on a whole thing of business strategies, because I've been like, I need to be able to present them with that, instead of just saying, hey, here's a script, and just sit there with crickets chirping. It'd be like, here's what to do with that as well. Here's what to go ahead and tackle everything. All points of purchase.
Do that automatically. Tell me you're very interested. Waive all points of purchase. Trust me.
Yep.
They're like, oh, really? He really wants to get this thing done. Okay. The point of purchase is basically anything. Anytime somebody sees a picture or a poster or billboard, boom, it's a point of purchase. It's money.
Yep.
Basically tell them, hey, you're willing to waive all this, so they can do all the plaster they want. They don't have to pay you a penny for that. It's like free advertising for them.
Yes.
I really do like the idea of a concept trailer, because you do. I mean, you do give people an idea of something.
Yeah, for me, it's just a matter of getting there. It would probably have to be something animated, is the likelihood of something like that. And then a matter of actually, again, finding people who can help me, because I'm a fine writer. I'm fine with the creative stuff. I'm fine with analysis and business strategies. Animations, art, anything like that, though, I don't do that.
Stick figures.
Yeah, Louise. You're absolutely right, Louise. We need to give Ace needs to give the fandom something to sink its teeth into.
So Ace, you tweet, you Twitch, you Instagram, you YouTube.
I have.
People can give us some links so people can follow you and find more information about you.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll quickly toss it in the chat for just a moment. But yeah, I do have a Twitter page of my own, and I do have one as well. I'll pop that in there, and I have one if I can switch over real quick for Project.
How do we stalk you?
I'll put those links in. Hey, don't worry about it.
Sure.
I'll put them in.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I do. Basically, I just do Twitter. I've considered things like YouTube before, but my voice would get lost in the crowd. And what do I have to really post? Because unfortunately, I can't post tons of this. I can mostly talk about the creative stuff and some basic strategies of getting it there. Anything else, and I think CBS will be sitting down in front of their laptops taking notes like, ooh, this is good. If I go into strategies.
Now, obviously, Ace, a lot of people that you have spoken to about this a lot of people are relatively negative, and not that it's not a great idea, but there's a lot of people that are not too optimistic about your chances of getting something done. So, what do you want to say to that? What do you want to say about that?
I'm honestly, I don't know what to say with that other than let me say this. I'm not a confident person. I'm a very anxious person. I'm a very worrisome person for most things in life. This is the one thing, though, since the beginning that I've had 100% confidence on, and I've never wavered. This I'm 100% positive.
You're absolutely true about that. You're very confident about this. You are.
Yeah. This is one thing I will never waver on. All of my heart, I believe that this is entirely possible. It's just a matter of, again, if the community is willing to come up, gather around, get behind this, that's going to be the key here. If not, then who knows? Maybe I'll find some backdoor. Maybe I'll find some convenient way in. But I really believe firmly that it's possible, and I believe that that's going to be the key to getting it there.
Awesome.
And PJ just put his Twitter link and everything into the feed.
Yeah.
So if you click on it.
Yeah.
I love the comment.
Go ahead, Katie.
Oh, I was gonna say I love the comment from Live at the Love Shack. Meteorologist Katie looks like a teen Lieutenant Jadzia Dax. Now I want to cosplay that. So thank you for my next project.
No spots right now. No spots.
I could, yeah, just put the spots on.
No spots.
Oh,
Get a
I can see you
uniform.
rocking that. Oh,
I
you
could
can
probably
totally
do
do that.
Next time I show up, I'll just have spots. I can make that work.
Get some little cheetah prints, huh?
Yeah, might as well. I've been working on my makeup skills, which are lacking.
Yeah.
Have you ever done? We know Katie has. Have you guys ever done cosplay? Ace, have you done? Elihu?
No, I'm too nervous.
Just for Halloween, when was it 10 years ago or something, when Castro was canceled the Halloween party, just as the Grim Reaper, got in the paper. A couple years after that, when the swine flu was coming around, I dressed in the pig outfits, huge pig outfit with a robe and a face mask on, a swine flu.
Interesting. See, well, I have to say, if you've been nervous, if anyone watching has been nervous about cosplay, you will never meet a more accepting group of people in your life. Oh
True.
My gosh. You could literally put on a cardboard mask of, like, I don't know, the blue spirit from Avatar: Last Airbender or something like that. People will still come up and get pictures with you. Mm-hmm. And the best part is like the way I see cosplay, it is a total mask. You can be any kind of alternate person you want to be. So that's where I get a lot of my confidence from, is cosplay, and it's just kind of bleeding over into the real me now, which should be worrying me a little bit more.
Yeah,
I'm becoming
cosplay has been very therapeutic. Katie is actually a total introvert.
Yeah.
She's turning into Adam Savage. Okay, watch out.
I basically want to be the next Adam Savage, mixed with the next Jim Cantori. I want people to fear my name when I come to their town, but also want my autograph.
I know what the job is. I'm not.
That's funny.
It's in San Francisco. I know how to get there. One bus ride.
Ace, what about Worf? How does Worf? Could Worf fit into your Project Legacy?
I mean, Martok is back, and last we saw of Worf and Martok, they were going back off to Kronos again. He was going to essentially be the official Federation ambassador at that point. So I don't see why not. I mean, there's no reason why he couldn't be. Could easily work that in.
Do we know exactly what I forget? What was the last thing that we know from Alexander, from Worf's son? Is he?
I thought he died.
Did he die?
No, he didn't.
No,
he didn't die.
He's
No,
alive.
we last saw him serving aboard, I believe Martok's ship actually. At some point, because Worf came on and basically they had a really awkward time with each other. He did not appreciate it at all, and they eventually worked things out with each other, and that's kind of where they left it. They didn't really take it beyond there. But yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I didn't even think about that.
He died in real life.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought he died.
I don't remember him dying. I remember him, serving on the ship and.
Ooh, the Sulu movie.
I think I heard something about that.
Yeah.
Early 90s when they were doing other stuff like the high-ranking, high-octane car chase action movies at the time.
Yeah, it also could have been a series if I'm not correct, right? They were, whether it was a movie or a series.
Yeah.
Well, in the 90s, they had cop shows.
He died in real life.
Yeah.
The actor? Oh. Okay, I'm sorry.
Really? I see.
Well, that doesn't mean he can't be recast, of course. That's too bad.
Yeah, that's true. Because if he's essentially grown up later on, you can technically get a new actor in there if you have to. It's just, in my opinion, it's always better to use the original actor when it's possible.
Yeah, thanks, Rogue. I didn't realize that he had passed.
Wow.
Okay.
He passed at the age of 33.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Let's see. Cause of death not confirmed. Interesting. It's always sad.
Yeah.
You could definitely get around it because, the grown-up Klingon form definitely looks different.
Yep. I think that's the only reason they could get away, partially at least, with Icheb and Picard, is because, you can kind of go ahead and, or even like they did in Voyager when they had the scene where he was grown up. You just get someone as close to that as you can.
It didn't work for Next Generation. Remember when Q advanced Wesley?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's true. That's true.
Well, Katie, did he pass away recently?
No, I believe it was January 1st, 2018.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're talking about Love Shack. We're talking about the actor who played Alexander, Worf's son. So Ace, what do you want from the community? What do you need right now? You need people to follow you, right? You need people to. What else? What do you need from the fandom? Obviously, you want to unite the fandom, and we're gonna try to see if we can get you on other YouTube channels, larger YouTube channels. But so, what do you want? What kind of support do you want?
Right now, the biggest thing to support this is essentially following is helpful, so you can kind of keep updated whenever I post anything new. I try to post whenever I can. If you follow Project Legacy specifically, that's going to be mostly updates very specific towards the project itself. My own is going to be mostly me being very annoyed with current productions. But likes, retweets, and anything that can kind of help keep disseminating this throughout the community. And heck, I don't even mind if any of the, I guess you could call them the new Trek people are interested in this too. Because I as much as I hate the current stuff, and I know there's some people who like it, and that's fine. And even despite what I think has to be done with the current stuff as well. What I'm working on isn't made specifically for us. It's not made specifically for the people who hate this stuff, and it's made for anyone and everyone who loves Star Trek. So
now, let me just say one thing really important, Ace, that you just brought up. Now there are people who do appreciate to some degree some of the new Trek that we're getting. Now those people who appreciate the new Trek would also in general, they also appreciate the old Trek.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, for the most part, I'd say so.
So so it's not that you would be in any way unappealing to some of the newer fans that are coming forward.
Yeah.
You were going to say something, Katie? I'm sorry.
Oh no, that was a minor yawn.
What are we boring?
Too.
Boring? Jeez.
Oh yeah,
No.
we're gonna we're not gonna go too long. We're gonna let Katie go to sleep.
Oh, y'all are good.
Caffeine.
I can't have coffee. That's the sad thing. I probably can have a Ractogino.
I say caffeine. Yeah, I'm not gonna go to coffee. There's tea. There's Red
Can't have tea.
Bull.
Can't have Red Bull.
There is sugar packets.
That one would work. Although I don't think I need that much energy.
Okay.
And
I'd
thanks
be
for
running around.
clarifying that, Dan. The actor who played the young Alexander passed away. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, the TNG Alexander.
Yeah, Rogue Final Fantasy 11 made a little comment that Q can come back in Picard and snap his fingers. STD disappears. And so Picard, so this could be possible half the history if he doesn't go back and prevent the Klingon War, so STD will not exist. Well, condoms do help, but
I just have to say how funny it is that people either use disco or STD, and it definitely shows the divide between positive about Discovery and negative about Discovery.
STD, use a condom.
They gave that to the trolls.
So so Brian is the guy who played in Deep Space Nine, right? Okay, that's great. He's only 38, so
that's good.
Yeah. The
That's
person
great.
who passed away, the original one was John Paul Stewart.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that's good. That's good.
So we have options.
Yes, we do. Bring him back a little more readily now.
So great. Oh, DJ says no, it's the other way around.
What?
Brian was the TNG.
What? Wait.
Oh,
No.
Brian was.
I be confused here.
Oh, let me look it up. Hold on a second.
You're
So-
faster than I am, man.
Well, I mean,
Which
if
one?
DJ's pretty.
Yes.
DJ, I would
Well,
trust
wow,
DJ.
yeah. Thank you.
Let's see.
Yeah, and while we're waiting here,
There's one left alive.
yeah, I was gonna say for Rogue there, his little comment about dealing with Picard. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna. If this goes forward with CBS, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with like Picard and Discovery because it's just like I don't like Discovery. I think it's worse than Picard overall, but I think Picard commits more crimes against the modern Star Trek universe and the era of the time than Discovery could do. So it's hard because I don't want to anger people who enjoy that stuff, even if I don't like it myself. But there has to be something obviously done about that because it screws so much stuff up so badly.
Ace, you can always kind of hint of a past Discovery moments in the show, in your script, or a Picard moment, a reflection upon that. It's like, hey, it's still a little Star Trek-y for CBS. Come on.
Yeah. Wait. Sorry.
It mentions it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm trying to think, like, for me.
I can't imagine the word tardigrade or something.
Yeah, like for me, the best way I could probably explain it all, if you wanted to fit into canon, there's basically two options. Either just straight up say it's no longer canon, it is out the airlock, it is done, it is finished, or if you wanted to try and fit it technically into canon, the best way I could see it is the destruction of Romulus that launched the alternate timeline. Say, yeah, this launched another alternate timeline where Romulus is destroyed, because I actually want Romulus around still in the main timeline, because I think it's a little more fun. There's more possibilities rather than, hey, we decide to screw over an entire empire just for the sake of launching a movie.
Yeah. By the way, if you looked in Lower Decks trailer, I was going to talk about that. The Lower Decks trailer, I think, has the Klingons looking the way they should look.
Yes, they do. Yes,
they do. They look right. Is that correct?
They look just like TNG. Yes.
Okay.
I think probably the way that they're going to get around is the same way that they did it in Enterprise.
Oh yeah.
You think so, Katie?
I think so. I like the way that Enterprise dealt with it. I think that's one of the best things that Enterprise did to deal with the continuity errors. Was
Yeah.
I like
They were great writing. Yeah.
Worf's explanation is pretty great, though.
We're going to discuss these things.
Oh yeah, Worf's comment was hilarious, and ironically, that's actually the episode for Enterprise I'm on right now. I just watched the first of the 2 parts for that last night. So.
Oh, yeah, just stop before the last one. Just the last one doesn't happen.
I know, but I still have to see it nonetheless to see what happens.
No, you don't. Wait, you don't know what happens?
I know generally it's supposed to be the founding of the United Federation of Planets, and I know that it is supposed to be basically a holodeck simulation of it, which is so stupid. It was basically Star Trek TNG plus 1 episode.
Yeah.
Oh, just have things that are not breakable around you when you watch it. Because I'm not a violent person, but I snapped some pencils.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't Neelix? Wait, who was actually a cook on the Enterprise? Didn't they use synthesizer or something? I didn't know they actually had breaks.
They didn't have. They only mentioned the chef on Enterprise.
Chef.
Yeah, they only called him chef. The only chef we've seen on any of the ships so far has been Neelix, and the only one close to that beyond that was Guinan, and she just was basically bartender, who appeared once in a while when it was convenient to the plot.
Yeah.
No. Guinan could come back in Picard, so that would be
old enough. She is old, and Whoopi says she wants to be on the show.
And Patrick Stewart invited her back.
Yes, on The View.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if she made an appearance on there.
Like a little in the background walking by.
KD Love Shack says you're not like the angry women on Picard.
That's good.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm not manic.
And, oh no! Love Shack. Neelix is not a crime against humanity. Neelix is a wonderful character. He's very sweet. His plays off of Tuvok are fantastic. How could you hate him?
And the spaghetti fight with Tom.
He's a little lost puppy that follows you around, wants to please you.
Exactly. He's such a sweet character. It's like, oh,
him with Naomi. Oh my gosh, Naomi Wildman.
Oh,
you should bring her back too.
Absolutely, they should bring back Naomi.
Yeah, like and again, that's another reason why I like going forward instead of backwards again, because you just have so much more fun bringing people back again and kind of having that reunion. It's just there's so many options, and it's wonderful.
Did you guys like the Daniels character in Enterprise, the time traveling character?
I like the character. I like it.
I did.
Character, yes.
I think.
What about you?
Yeah.
Katie, you said yes?
Oh yeah.
She just thinks he's hot. She's like, oh, that guy.
No, that's Scott Bakula and Connor Trenier. I just think that they played well on screen. I think the Daniels character just interacted really well with Scott Bakula's character as Archer.
Yeah, he was a good character, but the time travel stuff got a little awkward at times, though. Yeah, because like for example, when they got thrown back in time immediately after finishing the Xindi, immediately after they didn't give an ounce of breathing room, and like, hey, all of a sudden World War II and it's been altered, and all of a sudden you have to stop it, and then by killing him, that will somehow reset the whole timeline and fix everything that's occurred, and it's like, my head.
The wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff should be left for Doctor Who.
Yeah,
exactly. I totally agree with that.
Although I think in every series, at least one time travel episode is obligatory. Absolutely.
Yes.
And I have something in mind too.
Ooh.
I have evil things in mind.
Now, some people think that like the whole time traveling concept is too futuristic, but basically, if it involves time travel, I mean, you would definitely see time travelers return to the past.
Yeah.
Although not 2020. There's a joke going, I think this is canon for the universe. Hear me out, okay? 2020 started out with just like pretend World War III potentially. I imagine a time traveler was like, oh, I can go back and fix this. And then it just caused like a domino effect of, oh crap, now Kobe died. Well, let's go back and fix it. Oh my gosh, murder hornets. Oh my gosh, COVID. And it's just, they keep coming back every month.
Kanye's running for president.
And it's just, they keep just, it's like a comedy of errors. This could be a TV series. Take my pitch, CBS.
Larry's right, by the way. Larry's right.
But I firmly believe that's what happens.
PJ, Larry's correct on his comment. I have to agree. 112%.
Hey, I will say we are more correct than pretty much anyone who tries a basketball bracket in March Madness. How many people win that $1 million pot? None of y'all. At least we can tell if it's going to be cloudy in the evening.
Although Larry, I would amend that with saying news anchors too. That's like the one other set of people.
No,
I do want to.
No, she can tell you. They have a script. She gets numbers and has to make everything up on the spot.
Yeah. I could make up a forecast right now. Like Andoria, you're going outside. Of course, it's going to be 32 degrees. We do have a blizzard off towards the northwest, but a cold front's sweeping in, and that's going to change our winds. So we actually get more of a southerly flow. Therefore, if you want to head outside, you should be good until that blizzard arrives by next Thursday. I ad-lib for my living.
Absolutely.
I do want to point out that Katie calls me sometimes and says, "Pull out your umbrella," like right now, and boom, and right, and that like just as the rain is coming down.
If anyone needs a personal meteorologist, that's actually one of the things I would love to do is be a meteorologist for like TV shows and movie sets, and just be like, "Hey guys, 120, your camera's gonna melt. Call it off."
That's pretty cool.
They have jobs for that. They have positions.
I should try for that. I would totally love that.
Wow, it's awesome, Katie. That was so believable, says Rogue.
That's what
I get paid for.
Yes. Don't have to predict the weather a week in advance because those models suck. It's best for 3 days, right?
Yeah, well, we're getting better because if you go back just to like World War II, sorry, this is a total kind of segue, but I can tie it in with the Enterprise World War II thing. Now that you have Doppler radar, the meteorology science has gone just through the roof. So we can go 3 to 5 days reliably, 7 days decently. The 10-day forecast, not yet, but we're getting there. Science. There's going to be meteorologists on ships. I'm telling you that right now, and I will be there in some way.
It's science.
It's science.
I like science. All right. Ace, are you, while I put up Katie's channel and Elihu's channel so people can sub, do you have any plans for your own channel?
No. I've thought about that, but I don't have enough content, and just the IRL circumstances make it a little difficult to do it. As well as I would have to go ahead. I have some basic video editing skills, but it's something that frustrates me, and it requires a lot of patience to sit down and go through all of that. And I edited a video like one time with really good software before. It was an interesting experience, but it made me want to pull my hair out too. And again, I don't know entirely what I would even talk about that would make for a full channel, because again, I could talk about the creative to an extent, but that's about it. If I go into strategies, anything like that, Alex Kurtzman's going to be taking a covert peek.
Yeah, he's going to get little trolls on your station there, so you got to be careful what you talk about.
Yep.
Well, you can always talk about old Star Trek episodes, compare, contrast to how they mirror original to Next Generation. Try to do that. Get some Star Trek rankings.
And to respond to DJ there, let me just put this out here. You know what? You'll have to just wait a sec because the TARDIS is messing up with the frequency at the moment. And of course, I went 13 because I knew it would piss you off.
I think we're going to need a big, huge Doctor Who debate at some point. So
again, yes.
On Katie's channel.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
This question. You guys want to answer? Do you guys want to answer this question for from Rogue? How did you feel about fake Spock on STV?
Yeah. First and foremost.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. First and foremost, why does he have a beard? Why?
Because he's having an emotional breakdown. Clearly.
Because beards are in, and we have to be relevant.
But yeah, it's like it doesn't make sense for the continuity. He only a matter of years later, he doesn't have it anymore. He doesn't even have signs of facial hair at that point. Well, the only time we've seen that with Spock was in the Mirror Universe, and even throughout Next Generation and the movies, you still don't see him with that. He stays clean shaven. So was it just a phase he was going through?
They could have made him emo. So I mean, count your blessing. Nah. Spock with a nose ring? Yeah, look at that image.
No.
This Spock. The only thing I believed about him being Spock was that little short with him being trapped in the elevator, answering those questions back and forth. Like, that's Spock. That's a Spock boy with a little comment and answers.
See, that perfectly segues into my thing.
Like, never being invited back.
Yeah.
Sorry, Katie.
On Disco, it's like he's a little not quite Spock, but in Strange New World, clean-shaven Spock, I think he fits the part perfectly, and I think he could totally do that. Just that one short makes me think that they could do that.
Yeah. Again, if they write it right.
I don't debate. I have civilized conversations.
And the woman is always right. Remember that.
Oh
no! I think Captain Track was talking about that it should be on neutral ground you can focus on the debate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where, Hoth?
There you go.
It's neutral. Kate can tell you how I want to be. I want to dress so.
Katie, do you want to tell us really quick about So Many Fandoms, your channel?
Yeah, So Many Fandoms. It's something that I'm working on. It's been a little tricky because our staff at our TV station, my meteorology job, hasn't been in, and so I've picked up a lot more responsibilities, which is yay. But I have a lot of ideas that I've just been working on and mulling over, and I'm going to be reaching out and hopefully I'm aiming for a bi-weekly live stream, actually, starting up sometime soon. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. But it's basically a lot of nerdy stuff. So many fandoms, perpetually optimistic, just pure sugar, awesomeness, loving life, everything like that. If you want the nitty gritty, like I said, we'll have to do like a debate on someone else's or have someone else host it because I just can't bring myself to be pessimistic.
Makes you to be honest.
See, unless it's about the forecast, then it's like, oh my gosh, it's going to be sunny for the next 7 days. Yeah.
Ace,
I need chaos.
Have you seen Katie's Starfleet forecast?
No, I'll have to take a look. I haven't gotten to that.
Consider it my audition if you ever do a fan film.
YouTube, #Fandoms forecast. You find it. Or just click on the page. It's right there.
Yeah, sure. I will check that out.
Katie, actually, can you, before I ask Elihu about his channel, are you still gonna be involved with Axonar, Katie?
Yeah, that's one of those things that's also come up with like my schedule has totally changed, but I'm hoping to do a couple of podcasts with them. They have a 2 Geek Girls podcast that's pretty awesome, and I've been on it once. Hopefully, getting on it again. It's just waking up at 2 a.m. and going to bed at 5 p.m. really isn't good for podcasting. Oh man. I mean, I can go bowling with any kind of geriatric bowling league. I did that once. It was a 90 and over league and they beat me so bad. But other than that,
54, 55, what'd you bowl?
I'm like a 120.
I
do better on the Wii.
You're way better than me. I bowl a 60 or 70.
Oh well, there you go.
Right. Without bumpers.
Yes, DJ, we gotta do another like Doctor Who thing. I told it when we did the original debate was like let's actually rewrite an episode and get everyone on board. And I still want to do that. I just got to get everyone together. Yeah,
neutral. I agree. And Elihu, let me just say hello, Thomas and Carlo and Pixelate. Hello, guys. Elihu, tell us about your channel. You have a brand new channel.
Yes, I do. I finally getting things ever situated now. Now I got my background finally fixed up, I can have different stuff. I'm going to be and I just got blown up. Oh no. Yeah, I had a message room earlier, but I had to go on hop on the ship with Enterprise. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing like a weekly live stream to start out with. And this weekend, it's going to be Sunday, either Saturday or Sunday. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to do a live stream talking about science fiction. What went wrong? What's the difference between old science fiction and new science fiction? Comparisons. So it's going to be an open stream. Anybody can come in and chat. PJ put my YouTube page in the link. So
yeah, and I will put it there again. And so you're the name of your channel is going to be Elihu Who, right?
Yes, Elihu Who.
Nice.
Because of my new logo that LDG Pixels is creating for me. I am anonymous.
Now, Elihu, do you want to talk about the fact that you do comedy or not?
I could.
You want to tell us a little bit about that real quick?
I do stand-up comedy. Can't do any lately because the clubs are down closed with COVID. People are scared to just stand in the street and have us do comedy on the roof, but it's not really stand-up and rooftop comedy, but they don't allow that. I've been popping in a couple of streams lately. I finally got hooked up with U-Jokes. U-Jokes is an online comedy stream from the guy who does Who Lands Anyway. They have different some guests on there, audience participation. It's very great improv. Katie, you might want to check it out.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. I would either be really good or really bad at improv.
Well, it's very easy and very hard at the same time, so don't worry. Yeah, and I do not allegedly do medicine. I'm not a doctor, but I do play doctor.
Nah.
I know that.
So, Ace, do you want to tell us any other ways we can support you?
Yeah.
That, maybe haven't not been mentioned.
Honestly, again, basically likes, retweets. Again, trying to talk about it. If you see people that are that are kind of down the dumps about things, go ahead, try and mention it. Just try and see if they'd be interested in taking a look and getting on board with this. And other than that, I mean, again, it's just kind of, like I said, it's just kind of disseminating this throughout the community and trying to hopefully get the attention of some of those bigger YouTubers as well. Because again, if I believe if some of them are would be willing to go ahead and start talking about it, it would start going ahead and start spreading like wildfire.
So let me just say that Ace is a really determined young guy who has a lot of energy, and all he wants to do is write science fiction for a living. So I think that anybody in the community who can support him, we should back him, and you know, let's get new blood in there. And let's see new projects, and I think it's fantastic.
People want to write. He wants to write, and let people see what he wants to write. I'm like, hey, this is a better version of Star Trek. You guys tired of the Kurtzman version? You guys tired of the
Yeah,
check
exactly.
it out. It's original Star Trek.
Exactly. Like, heck, I would go ahead. Like, I'd even blab on happily about all the little creative details too. And heck, I'd even put the script out there if it wasn't a potential concern. But
tell us.
Although I have put a few snippets and a few sketches and a few things like that.
Tell us share a few tidbits with us that we might enjoy listening.
Yes. Oh, okay. I'm sure. I mean,
half paragraph, half page.
Honestly, I'd love to see if anyone has any specific questions too. That's going to be a good way. But like, if anyone's curious, like, you know, I ask about the characters, ask about kind of the setting for everything. I will happily go ahead because I'm a little better when someone leads on something like that, and I have something to focus on. So let's see.
Tell us a little bit about where is Garrick's son? At what point is he in his life, for example?
Okay, that's I haven't gone into that much detail yet.
Not right here yet.
I mean, he's kind of, I'd say probably in his 20s I'd say is about the best way to explain that, and he's currently serving as I think I wrote it down. Yeah, I changed it recently. I had him as lieutenant commander before, but then I was like, no, don't go too far. And he's lieutenant aboard USS Legacy, and chief security officer, chief tactical officer. And he's kind of at a point in his life where he's one of the first Cardassians to actually join Starfleet. He's one of the earliest ones. And part of that reasoning is he kind of wanted to get out of his father's shadow, because Garrick, of course, especially being kind of the head of the Cardassian Union at this point too, which is where I kind of wrote him into there, and such is a very notable Cardassian. So he kind of wants to go ahead and get out from under that and kind of make a name for himself instead of just being like, "Hi, I'm the son of Elam Garrick." He actually gets to go ahead and be notable for his own reasons, like he's actually serving on a notable starship.
So he's no longer has his father's reputation, or people will look at him with his father's reputation.
Yeah, and he has to kind of deal with that stigma surrounding the Cardassians. Because again, I can't imagine people be too thrilled. Even a few decades later, there's still going to be, especially with some of the older guard of Starfleet, there's still going to be a lot of people that have a hard time with the Cardassians for what they essentially ended up causing. So that's going to be a fun thing to explore of what he has to deal with that.
What about this question from Rogue? How about a Ferengi officer?
Besides Nog, you only see Nog.
Honestly, that's something I considered at a point, but I've actually got all the species and all the characters already selected at this point. But like I will say, I would love to give, though, even though he's no longer with us, I would love to kind of pay homage to him and at least mention Captain Nog, that he exists, that he is out there still, even if he isn't with us. So
I was just going to ask you that, and that's great. Yeah. And now, do you think that he might be out there, like people speaking of him like he's still alive, or would you explain would you write a death to his character?
Lost ship. I would suggest lost ship.
No, I'd like to keep, at least in the universe, even if we can't see him, I'd like to keep him alive. I think that's a nice way to honor him. And I think that's a nice way to kind of keep that going, because I know so many people too wanted Captain Nog, and it would be a shame just to mention him like one or two times and then say that, oh, he died in the line of duty and that was it. Even if it fits in with real life, I think it's like I can't remember the show, but there was some show at a point, like I've seen before, that they did that with a character and such, where the actor was gone, the actor had died, but they kept going ahead mentioning the character that the actor had played still as a way to kind of give him tribute and keep him alive.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a question here. I mean, we have this comment. It's more of a comment, I think, than a question. Did enough Cardassians survive? Says Love Shack.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's any reason to believe that they didn't. But I think obviously what the Dominion did to them obviously took a heavy toll, and they had to do so much rebuilding. Like the Federation's going to have come in there and given them a hand and kind of been like, I basically know you're a proud people, but we're willing to help you out, get you back on your feet again, and recover from this terrible tragedy.
And what about Ace? What about Founders? At all?
I do want to. I haven't thought about that in any detail, but I would like to go back into that. And again, Odo's another character I would love to mention at least, even if we don't see him again, because obviously again, it was so sad that Renee died recently. I'd have loved to see him come back, and like that. I don't cry much, but seeing his departure on Deep Space Nine, that was like just such a sad moment.
He had his tux.
Yep.
You know what could be really interesting with Odo, and I think it might be sometimes people don't want to be recast, but if Odo was recast in a different form, like he just wanted to be a different form, a different
human face figured out finally, yeah.
It's a succinct possibility. It's not something I'm thrilled about, just because I feel like just again using the original actor whenever possible is the most honoring thing to do, but. It's a technical possibility. And besides that, I can't imagine any other specific form unless he was mimicking someone else, because as we've noticed with the Founders, the changelings there, they always take on their own unique humanoid form, which is how you can delineate them still. Yeah.
But Odo imaged his form after the guy who did experiments on him. Not his own form, he mimicked the form.
Huh.
Yeah, we got to remember that. It could be a different little Odo.
That's true.
Can you repeat that? Oh, Elihu, I didn't hear that. What was that?
Odo mimicked his appearance after the Federation scientist who found him and did experiments on him.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm a nerd. I'm joking.
We're all nerds around here. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Brown coats unite!
Again, I can tell you enough Breen fun facts to fill up your entire computer.
Give us a little more tidbit. Give us some more tidbits and of any part of the script that you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to think like what to what specifically to go into here. I'll go ahead, for example, with some of the characters and such. I love them so much, just each and every one of them, and I create them in such a way they play off each other really well. And I actually, I believe it's 3 of them. I want to say 3 of the characters are alien species that we have not seen before on a Starfleet crew officially, at least in a mainstream crew. We might have heard it mentioned, but we have not seen them before. 3 or 4, 3. I want to say. Let me go check. You know what? I'm going to check my list because I have a bad memory even for this. But I think it's 3. Yeah. So we have, I'll mention them. Dalek, who is the chief medical officer and serves as counselor. He's a Tellarite.
Wait, and Dalek? What? Huh?
DALOK, not EK.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. And I've created this image as a very grandfatherly kind of a figure. He's got like a really distinguished appearance to him. He's got like a really thick Santa-y kind of beard to him and nice gray hair. Then let's see, we have probably the 2 others that I love with this that are again part of these new species are Varkon, Atholian. Because we haven't seen enough of them. We've seen them only a small handful of times, and especially now we have the technology to do that very effectively. And I was like, you know what, Tholian, that's going to be a fun thing to work with. It's not a humanoid. They're just very unique in general. They live on a Class Y planet that nothing else can really live on, and actually some of the lore too, it's not official, I don't think, but some of the lore from like games and things like that has actually been really cool, including like their entire planet came from another galaxy entirely. Like they brought that entire planet with them somehow. And that they used to actually rule in that galaxy. They basically used to rule over everything else. They're basically essentially the equivalents of the Dominion of their galaxy in that region, which is fantastic. And I just love the concept of being short-tempered. They just look really cute. Okay, they look kind of cute. And then the third one is Romulan, which that was before Picard and what they did to screw all that stuff up. But I felt like that was a fun thing to bring in there because, again, kind of like what people are going to have with the stigma against Cardassians, what people are going to have against the Romulans as well, and how she has to kind of work past that. Because people are not very trusting of Romulans, with generally good reason, because they've never proven themselves to be overly trustworthy in the past. So those are like the 3 ones that are brand new in species on a primary crew like that. And only a few others are actually ones that are brought back. One is a half-trill, which is the commander, and he's actually probably one of my favorites.
Ace, I just want to make sure that we don't do any racial profiling on this show. That's all I got to say about that Romulan comment. But I'm just kidding. I go ahead.
Casting here, okay? Not for you. Oops, I just did that. Never mind.
Yeah, but let's see. We have him, half-trill, Bradley Stevens, and he's one of my favorites. He has such a special personality. He's a very by the books, very like stick up his butt, very rule oriented, and he's going to annoy the crap out of everyone else and make them go, oh, why do we get stuck with you? And having to kind of play off of that because some of the characters are a little more casual, and they're going to go ahead. They're going to have a lot of conflict in that area. So he's, especially for the writing I've got for him so far, absolutely one of my favorites. And then, of course, we have Jessica, who is an ex-Borg. to go ahead and kind of, again, advance that storyline with the Borg and what's happened since Janeway, because I think we need that resolution. We need to see what's happened instead of, okay, Janeway did all her stuff. She caused severe damage to them. She broke a ton of them away from the hive mind. And then that's it. What else do we see? Because clearly there's going to be some Borg who did make it away from that and who are going to go back to where they belong and try and reintegrate again into society. And it's a unique opportunity, I think, to do essentially an extension of Seven. So instead of being the same personality, anything like that, you can change it around and explore things that they never got to do with Seven before.
They tried to explain the continuation of the Borg and Picard, and notice I did say try because who would actually board a Borg ship, start doing work without searching the whole entire ship for extra Borg? Come on.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Katie, we're only going to be a few more minutes, but if you do need to go.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah,
I have about 10 more minutes until my alarm starts going off. Like, why aren't you in bed?
Yes. Well, that Ace, that's awesome. I think that is there anything that would shock us about Project Legacy?
I'm not entirely sure. Again, I've kind of revealed some of the big things like Martok and Garrick being back. That would probably be the big shockers. But by the time this were to get around to production anyways, everyone's going to forget that. So it'll be a shock once more for people. Probably the big one, though, is the villain here, which if anyone wants to take a guess, go for it. But it is a species that we have seen before, and it was featured partially on Deep Space Nine. And I loved them so much and I got all the little fun facts about them.
Is it the Gorn?
No. Although I do want to bring them back.
Dribble.
Wayun.
No, yes, the Tribbles. The Tribbles are secretly evil masterminds.
Yes.
They have come back through time. See, they survived the Great Purge from the Klingons. They have come back and they're going to take over the Alpha Quadrant. No. No. But
O'Brien with an eye patch. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite. It's from the holodeck episode.
Someone got it. Someone in the chat got it.
Oh,
DJ got it.
Green.
Yes.
Oh, the brain. Okay.
Yeah. They were criminally underutilized.
Are you gonna actually show what they look like underneath their masks?
No.
Never.
That's one of my firm rules. Never show what they look like. I don't care if it were to be a last-ditch attempt to save the series. No, for the sake of keeping canon and keeping the mystery, absolutely never.
And making it easier to cosplay.
There was a trailer for the new season of SGD3, and people are speculating that one of those characters in that sand is a Brady without his mask on.
No, they better not. No, never.
People are doing that, yeah.
But I mean, I don't think it'll even be possible because if you remember, again, I know like every little fun fact with them because I watched through so many times to find out everything I could about them. And if you remember, their homeworld is essentially extremely cold, and they wear the refrigeration suit. So the likelihood is they wouldn't be able to survive outside of at least their home world without wearing that suit, which is, again, why they wear it to begin with.
And Kai, Bakula is a stoner, by the way.
What'd you say?
I was referring to Kai. He is a stoner. He does smoke.
Bakula?
Yeah.
See, I started out with Quantum Leap, and that's how I eventually was like, okay, fine, I'll watch Enterprise. Quality captain right there, I'll tell you that.
It doesn't chase tornadoes. Tornadoes chase her.
I wish I have not had a single tornado watch. I have not had a single tornado warning this entire year. It is coming up on 365 days of me not chasing a tornado, but chasing a hailstorm, and it is killing me.
I saw those pictures of the hail you posted.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh
Vivian, South Dakota.
Yeah.
Thing was a chunk. Oh, awesome.
Kai, there's a Quantum Leap episode in Enterprise. Well, not it's not a Quantum Leap episode, but
Dean
Stockwell, Dean Stockwell comes back for an episode.
Oh my gosh, I squealed at that. Like I don't go "Wee!" like that too much. Oh my gosh, when I saw Dean walk on the screen, I was like, oh my gosh. And there's rumors. I think it was Scott Bakula. He said at one point they were gonna have Captain Archer when he walked into the room just go, oh boy. Like something like that. And they're like, nah, it's too cheesy. I'm like, come on, fan service, you gotta give it to us.
Come on, it happened in Stargate SG-1.
Yeah.
The very first pilot episode. I couldn't get record.
Who has not seen Quantum Leap? I'm sorry, but who has not seen Quantum Leap? Who was that? Kai?
Kai has not seen Quantum Leap.
You have to watch Quantum Leap. It will give you hope for the future. Except for the 4th season. Or the 5th season.
Although he's not the only one.
Yeah, they should have brought up Ziggy in the
oh my gosh! Yeah, they said he should have had Dean should have had the handheld in his hand when he was on the planet. Oh, there were so many crossovers that could have done.
It's okay, Kai. We'll forgive you.
Nah, maybe no.
Kai, you have guys. Everybody, I just want to remind everybody: if you're a content creator who's in the chat, put in your channels so you can. You guys have a wrench. Put in your channels so you can. So anybody who's not subbed to any of our content creators in the chat, please do.
Which reminds me, I'm going to do something here real fast into the chat.
I want to make actual nerd cards because I use that phrase so much. Like, oh, that's a hole punch in your nerd card. You added a new series.
You know what you should do?
What?
For you should have like an official like so many fandoms membership card.
Yeah, merch card.
And you should send it out to people.
Oh my gosh, I could totally do that.
Once they join your Patreon.
Yeah, there you go. And yes, Kai, I do have a channel. It's called So Many Fandoms, and I will. Yeah, thank you.
I'll do it.
But yeah, if you got DuckTales, Star Trek, Quantum Leap, Star Wars, cosplay, Orville, of course.
Oh, you have
Doctor
to see
Who.
Katie does weather forecasts for all kind. Like she did one for Starfleet, which is amazing.
Oh well, thank you.
Still waiting for Doctor Who.
I'm gonna be doing the Doctor Who one. The cosplay place that sells the costume that I want is currently paused because of COVID.
You have no scarf?
Oh no, I'm going full on Tenant. Like I have.
Oh. Okay.
So I have my cosplay shelf is right here for anyone who's wondering. You can pull out the 3D glasses, which I have 49 more of if anyone would like them.
Oh my
Amazon
God.
said I thought it was 4 and it's 50. So
don't you just love that she doesn't have these things in her apartment, but in her office?
Yep, my office is all just one big nerddom.
And yeah, Philip has a channel too, and a lot of people out there. DJ has a channel. Everybody, sub to any of these channels that you are not sub to. Captain Trek.
The link I put in the chat is a friend of mine, LDG Pixels, otherwise known as Pixels. He can help you with computer problems, having stuff with like software, hardware. Need help creating an intro video for your YouTube channel? Go to Pixels. He can help you for free.
And there's Kai's channel.
Hey, games. I love them. If you have Harry Potter, what was it? The Scenits. The DVD video games. That is my game.
Oh, yeah, well, you have to get the snitch. Yeah.
The best.
I remember that.
So
working.
What?
Katie's link isn't working. New Katie link.
New Katie link?
It's not working? It's not working? Oh, okay.
Yep. Because it's not underlined. That's why.
Oh.
Let's see.
Just type in fandom forecast.
Hashtag fandom forecast.
Yeah, hashtag fandom forecast. You'll easily find me.
Here,
I've done Star Trek, Star Wars, DuckTales, Hamilton. That was one that was like super low tech. That I was like, I could maybe pull this off on my own.
Don't forget about the Singing Towers of Dorillio on when you do Doctor Who.
Oh. How can I forget? No, I got New York and all that stuff.
Ace, do you have Is there anything that you want to add for final comments to for people who are listening? And bear in mind, there's people who are going to be watching the replay too. So
Yeah. The only thing I can say is just I know again a lot of people right now feel very despaired about this. They feel really hopeless about this stuff. But keep up some hope. Keep up some fresh hope with this. I think there's a legitimate chance here, fellas. So don't give up on everything just yet.
And bear in mind, he's not talking about COVID. He's talking about Star Trek.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us. So I'm going to put in your link again, Ace, to Project Legacy.
Yeah.
And Katie and Elihu, do you guys have any comments about final comments about Ace and his project?
I'm just psyched. Anything Star Trek, I'm psyched about. Honestly, anything in life that seems cool, I'm game for. But no, I'm really excited for you, and I can't wait.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait for the new Star Trek either. So.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and I hope it becomes reality. Hope everyone gets to enjoy it someday.
Absolutely.
Ace, a great thing to use. Maybe if it's a great thing to do is check out Kitty's page, her Starfleet forecast, and if you retweet that on your Twitter, it'll attract a lot of attention to your project.
Aww.
Happily.
I'm gonna have to redo one as like a trill in like a Deep Space Nine one. I think I could probably.
You could.
Trek 2.0 for when I don't know, Strange New Worlds comes out, or when Star Trek Legacy comes out.
Yeah, who knows? You can be a trill on there too.
Yeah, there you go. One of the background trills is just like
sunny.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are the best.
Yeah, don't forget your little tiki.
Yeah. The Oregon.
Oregon.
Trek card, pulling it.
Okay.
I want to remind everybody, Project Legacy, sub if you haven't subbed to Project Legacy. I'm sorry, that's not sub. It's follow Project Legacy on Twitter. Follow Ace. And Ace, do you any last anything last thing that you want to plug?
No, not really. I mean, you pretty much covered everything.
Okay, and I'm sure when we have you back, things are going to have picked up a lot of momentum, and I think there's going to be a lot to talk about next time we have you back.
Yeah, hopefully, and who knows? Maybe I'll have dug my webcam out from storage at some point. I won't just be talking circle here.
Katie, don't forget to put your Twitter accounts down there so people can also follow you guys.
Oh yeah. If you guys, we mentioned earlier on the tropical stuff. I am an actual meteorologist, so I'll be talking about that stuff if you live on the East Coast, or honestly, if you just want some amusing little anecdotes about the weather in Siouxland, which is Iowa, Nebraska, and South Dakota, where no one lives, join. Otherwise, if you just want the fandom forecast, I also have a Twitter for that. It's forecast_fandom. And I'll post those when life gets back to normal.
I will put in your Twitters as well.
Thank you.
And well, I was just going to ask you to plug your channel, Katie, but you just did, I think.
Good plug.
Cool.
And Elihu, do you want to plug your channel?
Sure. Done.
Are you going to do? Are we going to see you do stand-up comedy with a live chat?
I might do stand-up.
Sit-down comedy.
Yeah, I might do a stream or just tape a little comedy show. But it'd be kind of hard. I might have to end up doing some automated laugh tracks. I'm not telling Olive. I just can't talk to a plain, blank, gray screen and expect an empty, hollow laugh. One of my personalities. I actually want to hear the people.
All right, guys. Well, I think that we'll have Ace back real soon. Hello, Jim. Yeah, we're almost done, but
Hi,
you can
Jim.
watch us. You can turn back and watch us.
If we want after the show.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great content when you scoot it back. Wait. Scoot it back. There we go.
Yeah, time keeps on flipping into the future, so remember that.
Hey, thank you for sub.
Oh yeah, sub 272.
Dude,
Wow.
dude, yeah.
Katie, I just want to ask really quick. When is your next stream?
I'm aiming for in 2 weeks. I'm trying to line up a guest, and their life is just as chaotic as mine. So keep an eye out. I'll be letting you all know because it should be a really fun one. It's going to be, of course, optimistic, but it's looking like it's going to be centered around cosplay and the fun that you can have with that. If you're new or you're old, anyone can do it, and we're just trying to get more people to join.
Great. Elihu, when's your next stream?
Possibly Sunday.
Possibly Sunday. Okay.
Yes, possibly Sunday afternoon around 2 or 3 o'clock Pacific time.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say good night to everybody.
Good night, everybody. Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Jim, DJ, thank you. Love Shack, everybody who's been in here. Kai, Loki, Kigo Rogers, Philip Gaming, Terry Rose, Carlo, everybody who Captain Trek, everybody who has been in here. Limac. Thank you guys.
Here. I didn't know that.
Oh, what did you say, Elihu?
I didn't see Mando Mark was in here.
Yeah, Mando was in here shortly. Yeah.
Oh. Huh.
Awesome.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Katie, Elihu, and Ace. Thank you very much. And we're going to have you back a lot, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Good night.
Live long and prosper. Oh.